There's only 3 reasonable choices you can make when buying yourself a small hot hatch. You've got the Peugeot 208 GTI, Renault Clio RS and this Mark 7 Fiesta ST. I know there's been new arrivals from Hyundai and the likes of Toyota, but for the sake of this review, let's keep it sub 20 grand. Back to the Fiesta ST, and it's easy to say it's one hell of a car. It comes with a proper manual gearbox, a lowered chassis, some new suspension components and even dual exhausts. Anyway, let's hop into my review. First off, I want to give a shout out to Sam, the owner of this Fiesta ST. He's also got an automotive YouTube channel and he does really high production car reviews, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you head over to his channel and subscribe. Also, this is his new car, so make sure to congratulate him in the comment section. You could tell he's into Fords. So now let's talk about the model variant that I'm currently reviewing, and it's the 2017 Fiesta ST-3 with the 1.6 litre petrol engine, currently pushing out 182 brake horsepower and 178 pounds-foot of torque, all to the front wheels. Those are the stock numbers. This car is currently running a induction kit, so that brake horsepower figure is probably a little bit higher. If you like to max out your Ford Fiesta ST, it will top out at 139 miles per hour, and it'll take about 6.9 seconds to get up to 60 miles per hour. So a very quick car, and probably the quickest car I've had on the channel, bar that Mini Cooper GP3. For price and running costs, I had a look on Auto Trader and you could pick up a similar car to this 2017 model for anything between 14 to 20 grand. Onto the car tax, and expect that to be £155 a year, as it emits 138 grams per kilometre of CO2, which came to a surprise as that is cheaper than I thought. There's one weird element to the 2017 Fiesta ST, and that is on the fuel cap it's got a sticker showing a demonstration of how to fill up your car. My weird problem is that on the third image, the third step, it's got some like spaceship and there's some arrows pointing towards it. And honestly, I have no idea what it's got to do with. Can someone in the comment section down below let me know what on earth is going on here in the third step? The owner of this car, Sam, has made several cosmetic changes and modifications to this car, and because he's such a legend, he's given me the full list. So let's go through it. Hold on 1 second, need to get the list up. Right, no. There we go. So first of all, he's got smoked side swipe indicators, Molten roll restrictor, Molten gear knob, shorter aerial, induction kit with Molten high flow induction hose, different interior and exterior bulbs and indicators, and he's put plenty more to come. Well, Sam, I'm looking forward to it. As for the design, there's no room to argue. It's a great looking thing and will always be. To be fair, I still can't believe Ford were able to and bothered producing a good hot hatch, given they are all about whacking V8s underneath the bonnet and calling it a day, as evidenced by the GT500. In fact, Ford went full out with the ST. This molten orange paint job is the most expensive, as it's a 3-stage pearl, and if you get the right angle in the sun, you can see it sparkles, which is pretty dope. The 3-door Fiestas come with 219 litres of boot space, which is quite adequate for normal everyday use. If we just open the there we go. It's quite heavy. Now the 5-door Fiestas, they do come with 295 litres of boot space, which is quite a step up, but honestly I don't think it's worth taking on that weight penalty. The boot of the Fiesta is also very convenient and simple. There's 2 hangers on each side for some shopping, some straps for some more shopping, and even a boot light. I would say the only drawback in the boot of the Fiesta is this parcel shelf, because honestly it's the cheapest thing on earth. Now it's time for the rear seat test, and given I owned a Mark 7 Fiesta myself, I actually quite enjoyed sitting in the back of it because it was nice and spacious and quite cozy. Now I'm not too sure it's going to be the same situation as this car, but let's just try it out and I'll report back to you. So give me 1 second. Okay, so we're in. It smells very nice in here, by the way. Actually, you know, it's very, I wouldn't say it's cozy, it's very tight in the back of here, close quarters. There's not that much headroom, but honestly, I could last in the back of here for about 2 hours. That's about it. Now let's move over to the main half of the interior, and there's notable differences in here over the regular Fiesta. For example, you get red dials, an armrest, ST badge door seals or kick plates or whatever you want to call them. All elements to let you know you're getting in an ST and not a measly 1 litre EcoBoost. Sorry if you own that car. And now for the more obvious changes, and yes, of course, you now get these Recaro seats, which are proper Fast and Furious style and very comfortable, I must say. Moving on, you get this Molten gear knob, which I would argue replaces the pretty poorly designed ST gear knob. And finally, this half perforated steering wheel with the ST badge at the bottom. All juicy bits that make this car very cool. Just coming back to those ST door sills or kick plates, they do illuminate at night and they do illuminate red, as well as the cup holders and this little strip above the glove box. Now, an issue with those kick plates or door sills, water does usually get in them, and a common issue with it is that it, you know, stops working essentially. So just something to bear in mind if you are looking to buy an ST. Moving on, I couldn't help but notice this weird layout on the dash. It's like someone's sneezed on it, it's created this pattern, and Ford have just said, you know what, we'll have that. It's very weird, and to add to the weirdness, it's only on half of the dash layout. When you look at the middle, you could see where the cutoff point is and where it returns back to normal. It's something when you see it, you can't unsee. As for the infotainment system, it is now very outdated, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, there are some like buttons and swivel wheels in one combination. Anyway, I think I've spoken enough, and I think it's time we take this car for a spin. Okay guys, now let's go for a drive, and I haven't driven this car above 25 miles per hour yet, and I have not scripted anything for this drive section because I want it to come purely from my insides. Sounds weird, but purely from emotion. And yeah, just creeping up to 30 miles per hour now. This car, it just brings back memories from the first. This was one of the Mark 7 Fiesta was one of my first cars. But of course it wasn't the ST, it was a 1 litre EcoBoost. The tyres are very thin on this car, they're Pirellis, they're very thin. Yeah, even at 40 miles per hour now, I could just feel everything in the road. The ride is very stiff, but I think we should just give it some a little bit here. The engine's fully warmed up. Let's drop it down to third. Oh, this car. Oh, wow. Oh my. Whoa, the induction noises, they sound epic. The exhaust sounds epic. Sam does say this car is very economical. He says it does about 43 miles per gallon on the motorway, and on the stock internals it's very strong, so you could put a lot of power into this and still run on some of the stock stuff that it has. But the Molten gear knob is perfect. The throws are just bang on. Like, this shifter is so freaking good. The brakes are goddamn good in this car as well. I don't know what the brakes are, but it's freaking tight. Go down some country lanes, why not? All right, national speed limit. Whoa! What? That was, oh my God, that wasn't even full throttle. What the hell? What? How does this car have 182 whatever? Feels like 300. Now Sam has mentioned some other bit. He has actually written a massive paragraph for me of like the common issues with this car, and I've wrote some down that I'm going to mention in this video, but I will actually put it in the description box below, so you guys know what the common issues are and some of the stuff. He's mentioned some other stuff as well as a link to a forum, which is quite handy. I've read some of the stuff on there. It's not just people mentioning that they love their Molten orange ST. Even though this car, don't get me wrong, it looks red. I thought Sam bought a red ST, but it's not, it's orange, and they call it Molten orange. Right guys, I think I've spoken to you directly enough. What I'm going to do now is swap over to point of view cam, so you guys get a feel of what it's like to drive this ST from my perspective. So give me a few seconds and I'll just swap the camera over. Hopefully this new view is going to be much better than the other view. It is actually quite close to my nose, so sorry if you hear me breathing quite heavily. Hopefully it should look better though. Anyway, Sam mentioned a quite common issue with the STs is that the rear bumper does rub against the rear quarter panel and it does cause some rust. Now it hasn't happened on this car, but it is a common issue. Also, apparently there is reports of wheel hop or some type of like jolt from gears 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Now I think Sam has put in some aftermarket adjustments for this. You know, that roll restrictor stuff. Honestly, I don't know much about it, so I am going to put some information in the description box below about it. Now, quite a big issue with the Ford Fiesta STs, well the Mark 7s even, is security. Now these cars are stolen a lot, and that's because the parts are really expensive. So it's important, you know, if you're buying an ST, make sure you put some security on it. I don't know, a wheel lock or something like that, because even though it's a small hatchback and it's not expensive to some people, they are robbed and desirable by thieves. Now, how are you guys actually liking the interior of the Ford Fiesta ST? You know, it just brings back memories for me, but it's different to other people. You know, some people don't like it, some people love it. It depends on the type of person you are, really. There is some heated seats. They've got 2 settings on them. Actually, I'm not going to put them on because it's boiling, actually. Right, ST's visibility, how is it? There's no parking sensors, I don't believe. Okay, visibility is okay. I mean, it could be... I'm saying it could be better, but it's actually fine, to be fair. Because it's not that big, don't get me wrong. And it's a car that doesn't weigh that much. Now this is awesome. Some of you may not know, but I actually crashed my first Fiesta by reversing into another car. But of course it wasn't a massive crash, it was just a little small ding. I'm not letting that happen today. Not making the same mistake. So that's the in-depth tour and review around the 2017 Fiesta ST. To be honest, I don't think there's much for me to say because the driver of this car has probably expressed my opinion of it enough. And yeah, just to confirm, it is brilliant. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.